the thing that disturbs me so much is almost everything is a lie. And, in order for everybody to live, they have to lie. Victims have to lie. They have no other resources. Their abuser made sure that they have no other resources, and that was every last insane abuser that I was forced to deal with. Every last one of them made sure I never had a penny. Just because, one time out of 53 years, okay, what's that? What's one time? When you can't rely on that person, period, ever, at all, and they are so delusional, they have no idea what the hell really happened when they attacked their victim. And it's just so disturbing to know that, there were civilizations, very advanced civilizations on Mars, and they just blew each other up. But the souls still stayed alive. It's very disturbing to know that. The proof is a little 7-year-old ain't gonna be around a campfire and give such great detail. A little kid. The little kid ain't on drugs. The little kid didn't get it from being a medium, and spirit went in him and talked when he drew space, when he knows things that NASA doesn't know about. Okay, then they're like impressed with this little kid. Like, how does this little kid know that shit? Just like the one boy that was reincarnated, and he was in a World War II or whatever war he was in. He actually drew a fighter plane to the T, right? And he's like no more than a little older than 5 or something. Parents were concerned. The dad was concerned. So there are some good parents. The dad was concerned. Why is my son drawing all this blood and drawing all this wood? Took it to a counselor. Hey, did you check out that plane? It's drawn to a T to a fighter plane in the war. Maybe he was reincarnated. So, that's all the proof you need. And then the little girl, I think Barbara Waters interviewed both children. And the little girl actually found her 2 alive 8 children when she was reincarnated again. She went over to Germany, found her pictures when she was a little girl. She drew pictures of the barn, the bridge, a little bit of the house. This is where she lived. She found it. About 36 years old. Found 2 alive children. So I only interviewed the one, and of course he didn't believe that was his mom, reincarnated. He's just like, yeah, but my mom spoke to her, because she knows only the things that my mom knew about where we put things and what we went about our daily business and what we did in the barn. So that's wild. That is really cool. That proves reincarnation right there. She found her son in a different body. So, it was a fluke, because when you're born down on hell earth into the land of forgetfulness and everything, they have you set up to, forget and, be abused. There are so many people that are abused. Unfortunately I was, and I never had a voice. I never was allowed to say anything. I was never allowed to do anything. But, all the insane abusers in my life made sure I never had any resources or any help, or I could never ever rely on anyone. and they're not real. You know, like, why can't I have what my kids have? You know, like, security. No one hitting me. No one bothering me. No one, hurting me. No one going through my belongings. All my belongings were gone through, and this crazy little, thing was put up in 2012, which ruined my life. I'm sick of all the hell that I really went through, and I survived, but why? Who cares? For what? I survived for what? You know how many other victims there are out there? Never ever get heard? I survived for what? Put up with a liar that's still living? A complete, total liar? I mean, my God. You know, how many times do I have to repeat myself again and again and again and again and again? There's no reason why a little kid, their very first thoughts is they want to die. There's no reason for that. And then, you know, unfortunately, I'm on the lowest of the low levels, right? 0 was my frequency level. And that's all I could pick up. Great. You know, what kind of chance could I have? Nobody supporting me, nobody there for me, nobody cared. You know, like, nobody ever asked me, are you suicidal? Yeah, all the time. Why? Not when I eat sugar out of the sugar jar. Yeah. Not when I make, I was on autopilot, but I'm able to make these, put tons and tons of sugar in the little easy bake ovens. And that's really crazy that a light bulb goes and makes, but it's such a thin little tiny nothing that, yeah, it's able to bake a little stupid light bulb. And I put tons and tons of sugar on that thing. And, holy shit. Confectious, sugar, and water. It was... The whole thing was sugar. It's just a little bit of bread. Just a little bit of the cake. It was all sugar. That was my friend. And I had an older brother, too. But none of my family members ever, were real. An awful family. I mean, you know, somebody doesn't care if you're crying in bed, like my dead husband. That's really, really bad. I had a really bad life. Oh, why do you keep on repeating it? That was my whole almost my whole life. And, you know, people aren't gonna help you. You live in a really sad society. You really do. It's disgusting to me how bad society really is. It shouldn't be this bad that, you know, like, I never ever had a secure home. I never ever, you know, I mean, security for 1 damn year. I never had security for 1 damn year, even. Like, what the, you know, you can't do anything if you, so I just had to, actually do something and not play mindless games. But, I mean, the games are, like, okay. They're a little bit of fun. I actually like to play, physical rummy card games with people. That's more funner to me. Because you can talk to the person. It's interaction with an okay human being at the time, like you know, a stranger who plays, an acquaintance who plays rummy with you, isn't gonna plot against you, isn't gonna have anything against you, like your best friend, like and why, you know, the closest people to you hurt you the most, so that should really, really cause a big red flag and a big, huge alarm to society, like. It really should. This world makes no sense whatsoever at all. Absolutely nothing. Absolutely no sense. All the time. Your worst enemies are underneath your own household. Meaning, like, your best friend, your mate, your family. Jesus did not come to bring peace, but a sword. Father against son, mother against daughter, mother-in-law against daughter-in-law. Your worst enemies are in your own household. Matthew 10:32 to 36. It's the truth. Like, the Bible, a hell of a lot was taken out of the Bible. And that pisses me off. A heaven of a lot was taken out of the Bible. That pisses me off. The Vatican are assholes. But that one verse is true. Jesus did not come to bring peace in the world. Check that out. But a sword, which is his pure blood, which he was born of a Virgin Mary. So I believe that part of the Bible, like, you know, I never ever believed in, I had questions about Noah and the prodigal son and Job. Get out of here. And Jane of the Whale. Yeah, no. Absolutely not. Just a story. And Adam and Eve. They really fucked that story up. Because Lilith was the first woman. And I don't know, and Satan rapes Eve, and that's where you get Cain for the Canaanites. The Canaanites. Like, all these people always talk about the Canaanites. I mean, a few people in my life. I never understood that. You know, that makes sense. Satan raping Eve, and, you know, there's the evil son. The killer. There you go. The Canaanites were born. With the Nephilims. Who knows? Where did all these souls come from? Where does a soul come from? And why can't you destroy a soul in hell? So if you take that Matthew 10:28 verse, do not be afraid of people who can kill your natural body, but be afraid of God, who can kill your body and soul in hell. Well, where are you at right now? You're in hell. On the Huska Castle in Bohemia. And then it came to me this morning, Bohemian Rhapsody. Sympathy for the Devil. You know. Okay. Like, why is there a gateway to hell right now? So there is hell. God's gonna make an eternal hell. No. It's a physical place made in the 1200th century by a Bohemian ruler. Why did he do that? So, forget all these portals that opened up for more demons to come in. There's been demons here ever since the beginning of time. There's always been demons down there. Apparently with that fucking castle. I mean, what more proof do you need? You stick a young kid down there, comes back an old man, and he's completely insane that he can't even communicate with you. Yeah, at least an animal can communicate maybe even more than a baby. Maybe even more than a baby. But, like, everyone's abused in life. Everyone's abused. But that gives you no right to hurt another person. So, it's just the trickery of these insane narcissists, the master manipulators. They choose their victim, and they try to keep on destroying them for life, because they get their energy. They get that life. They have no life in them. They're just empty vessels. They're dead, empty vessels. They're like a little bed bug underneath a table, dormant for a year. I mean, I read that. So when the target comes in the room, a human being with alive blood, they just come alive. Hopefully, somehow they can jump off the little table and go onto the person's shirt and go to the blood. And that's what insane Nephilim narcissists do. They're just empty vessels. They're just waiting. They're like, ooh, there's a vulnerable victim. They come alive. Oh, can I help you? And that's the only people that help out victims. The predators. The Anuki. They did a movie about it. The Predators. That's real shit. And there was a podcast. So it was like non-heard of podcast with Putin in it. Talking about Putin. Yeah, he tried to destroy these Anuki. They can't. They're too advanced. They're invisible, and they just. So they were able, to target one, but that didn't matter. They just exterminated all the armed forces that were after these insane advanced aliens that are really super scary. That are on Planet X, beyond Pluto, and then Mars they have some of their shit. The Anuki. Some of that shit is on Mars. The Egyptian. Who knows what the fuck happened? So they all fought with each other, and what's the difference then today? What is the damn difference? And, I just hate that everything's a lie.